Hi there, my name is Dari with Rocky Mountain Pilates. Today I'm doing a vinyasa yoga flow for sciatic pain. I deal with this a lot in my hip, especially post baby. So I've got a lot of that pain that goes down through the bottom of my foot that I've got to deal with. And this workout flow is great for that. I'm going to be using two yoga blocks. These come in handy a lot if you're feeling a lot of pain. I want you to be able to lift yourself up and get yourself into a position where you can breathe and relax into those tight places. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, we'll be starting at the top of the mat. Take your blocks and set them out towards the front of your mat so they're ready for us when we are ready for them. So big toes together starting in a mountain pose. Let's take a few big deep breaths to begin. You can place a hand on your heart and a hand on your abdomen if you'd like to. You can put one hand on either side of your rib cage, but take a few big inhales and exhales, blow it all out so that you can feel your breath really intentionally moving the shape of your rib cage. As you inhale, it expands, and then as you exhale, blow it out and let yourself hear that sound. We're going to turn on that parasympathetic nervous system that calms you down. Learn to use that in some of your more difficult poses. Last one breath, blow it all the way out. Drop your hands. We're going to inhale, reach wide overhead, fingertips touch. And exhale, roll down, fingertips all the way to the floor, soft knees, hang your head heavy. On this first forward fold, take it easy in your low back. Shake your head yes. Nod your head no. Good. Let's lift halfway with a flat back. And then fold over even more into that forward fold. Plant your hands nice and wide on the mat and step back into your first plank. Big inhale here. And as you exhale, shift forward, bend your elbows right into your sides. Hold this and lower all the way to the floor. Forward, your forehead is on the mat. Fingertips are right underneath your shoulders. Bend your knees, flex your feet. So you have bent legs. And we're just going to do a couple of windshield wipers. So feet, windshield wiper, back and forth, starting to rock open your low back. Good. Find center. Reach your toes long towards the mat. Point your toes so your shoelace side of your feet is on the mat. And we're going to rearrange our hands so we can push up little baby cobra and then all the way up into our down facing dog. Sorry, this is up facing dog. Exhale, lift your hips, step onto the bottoms of your feet, and let's drop into now your down facing dog. Turn your elbows towards the back of your mat. Really spread your fingertips wide. We're going to hold this for 3 more big breaths. So big inhale. Exhale, let all the tension out of the back of your neck. Big inhale. Exhale and sink your heels a little closer to the floor. Last one, big inhale. And exhale, lift your tailbone towards the ceiling. Lift your eyes toward the top of your mat and just take some baby steps up between your hands. Bend your knees. Now we're going to lift halfway. Nice flat back. Exhale, fold over. And now inhale to stack up back into our mountain pose. Inhale, reach your arms wide overhead. Tap your fingers. And exhale, roll back down. Bend your knees soft. Fold over. Rib cage is over the thighs. Spread your fingers wide like spiders, like little spider tents. Lift halfway with a nice flat back. Exhale, roll back down and step back into that plank. Now, if you need to do this on your knees, you can do a half plank. That's fine. Take an inhale, shift forward. Exhale, bend your elbows right back to your waist and then lower all the way down. Now listen for a change. We're going to take our right knee, bend it out to the side for a half frog. Reach your arms wide to the side and turn your right ear to the floor. Hold this for 3 breaths and just feel that first opening up of your right hip. Try to relax. One more inhale. Exhale. Good. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Straighten that leg out. Long legs. Toes are pointed to the back of the mat. Adjust your arms under your shoulders so you can lift into a baby cobra. Then engage your arms. Push up into your down dog. I keep saying that. This is an up dog. Now drop your nose. Tighten your abs. Pull up. Here is your down dog. 3 breaths. Let's paddle it out with our feet. A lot of times if you're that sciatic nerve is really irritated, you'll feel this all the way down the back of a leg, in through your calf and down through the bottom of one foot. So we want to get those muscles moving so they can loosen up and relieve some pressure. Exhale, put both heels down. Inhale, eyes look forward, and let's just walk easy back to the top of our mat. Arrange your feet for a mountain pose and forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Try to keep your fingertips on the floor. Exhale, forward fold, and then roll up to standing. Nice big mountain pose. I'm going to do this one facing you. So inhale, lift your hands overhead. Look up at your hands. Exhale, wide arms. Roll over with a flat back this time. So instead of rolling over, we're folding over, flat back. There you go. Fingertips all the way to the floor, like you've spread your rib cage over your thighs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back into your plank. Exhale, fold down halfway, then lower forehead to the mat. This time our left knee bends out to the side. So second side, reach your arms wide like you're hugging the floor and turn your left ear. So you're looking away from your bent knee. 3 big breaths. Relax into that stretch of the inner thigh and opening up your hip. Got one more. Big inhale. Exhale, blow it all out. Bring your hands back under your shoulders. Long, straight legs. Tighten the tummy just a little bit so your abs are engaged. Lift the top of your head, shoulders, upper back, and now push into your up dog. Straight knees. Exhale, nod your nose, lift your hips, step onto the bottoms of your feet, and feel your down facing dog. Really open up the backs of your thighs. Now, if you're really in a lot of pain and that nerve pain is bothering you more than you can manage, walk your hands back and shorten your down dog a little bit. Sometimes that'll help. Take a big inhale. And looking forward to the front of your mat, take your baby steps forward. Whoop. Now we sat way back, so now I got to step forward to closer to the top of my mat. Bend your knees. Inhale, lift halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold over. And now inhale, roll up your spine, tuck your tailbone, get your pelvis under your ribs, and then stack everything up. Let's go on to our sun B. So inhale, reach high overhead. Exhale, bend your knees. Bend your knees a lot until your fingertips can reach the floor. This is your chair pose. Reach your hands overhead and hold. Now, squeeze your legs together like you're standing on one leg. This is like a one-legged chair. Really feel your inner thighs working. And let's hold it for one more breath. Big inhale. Exhale. Fold over. Halfway lift. Exhale, step back into your plank. Inhale, reach over. Now exhale, pull down just halfway and then push right back up into your up dog. Exhale, rolling back into your down facing dog. Big inhale, get ready. Exhale, blow it out. And now step your right foot up and in between your hands. Dial your back foot down. Bring yourself up to standing into warrior one. So your front foot is facing straight to the front of the mat. Your back foot is like 45 degrees. Okay, here's your warrior one. Big inhale and exhale. Now really reaching long with your arms. Pick up that heel and turn this into a high lunge. Lower the back knee down. Good. And flip the top of your foot to the floor. Bring your hands to center and just sink forward into that stretch. You want this knee to be right over your ankle. And now you can stay here or you can reverse it. So to reverse it, we're going to twist, twist, twist. Use this elbow down to press into the outside of your knee. Your knee is pressing into your hand, into your elbow, and your elbow is pressing into your knee, and you're twisting. Eyes go way up behind you. Big reverse low lunge. Good. We want to start to make some heat in that hip. So really push your foot flat into the floor. Don't sink into your joints. Hold yourself there. Bring your thighs like they're trying to squeeze together. Big inhale. And then exhale, unwind. Phew. Reach your arms up overhead. Good. Hands plant, one on either side of your foot. Curl your back toes under. Reach out into your plank. Big inhale. Exhale, shift forward halfway, lower. Push up into your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lift your hips high. Elbow tries to dial up towards the ceiling. Push the floor away from you. And now step forward with your second foot, left foot between your feet. If you need some help and you need to grab your foot and bring it up there, do that. Okay? Heel goes down in the back. Rise up into our warrior one. You can adjust yourself if you need to. Now we want both hips trying to face forward to the front of the mat. Reach. Opening up the front of that back leg. Good. Now lift that heel in the back so you're into a high lunge. Slowly lower it down into a low lunge. And then shift your weight forward. So come forward as much as you can. If you need help at this point, this is where these blocks can come in handy. If just hanging out here is too much, you can use these blocks to help you. And that's a good way to do that. If not, that's okay too. You do what your body needs. Palms together like a prayer. Rotate. Elbow to the outside of the knee. Use that leverage and twist. Good. So you're pressing open with your upper body, and that leg is also pressing into your arm. So use your leg. One more breath. Good. Unwind. Reach up. Frame your foot, one hand on either side, and step back into your plank. Big inhale. Exhale, halfway lower. Push up into that up dog. Exhale. Press back strong into your down dog. Good. Eyes forward. Bend your knees, come high on your toes, and down. Hop. Little hops to bring your feet between your hands. In, and we're going to inhale, halfway lift with a flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Stretch it all out. And stack your spine to come all the way back up to standing. That's one sun B. Let's do it one more time. And exhale, bend your knees a lot. All the way down to your fingertips touch the floor. Good. Now hold that position with your legs. Reach your arms overhead. Eyes are looking out on the floor past your mat. Feel like you have a long straight back from your tailbone all the way through your spine. Shoulders are down away from the ears. One more breath. Good. Folding over. Now we step back into our plank. Take a big inhale. Exhale, halfway lower. And rolling onto the tops of the feet. Here's your up dog. Exhale, down dog. Now listen for a little bit of a change on this side. Stay here and breathe for a minute. On this side, instead of doing a low lunge and a twist, you can keep it there if that's where you are today. That's fine. But if you'd like to give yourself a little more challenge, we're going to do it in a high lunge. So take a nice big inhale. Pull your knee into your chest. Step it between your hands. Drop the back heel. Stand up into warrior one. There you go. Perfect. Stretching out the front of this thigh. Really try to bring this hip forward. Dial that back hip towards the front. Now lift the back heel. Here's your high lunge. Hands come down to the chest. Twist the body over the bent knee. And now tilt out, elbow to knee, and eyes look overhead. Really hold this pose in power. Reaching tall through the top of the head. Push that front knee into your elbow. This is where I really feel this on those rotators, that piriformis muscle that tends to be the culprit in sciatica. I really feel that working and stretching and lengthening, but also being strong. Good. Unwind. Reach down to the floor, frame your foot, step back. We have it flow, so reach over the fingertips, halfway lower. Push strong into your up dog. Exhale down into your down dog. That's a really powerful one for that deep piriformis muscle. Now we're going to breathe one more time. Inhale. Exhale, pick your left knee up into your chest to step forward. Drop the back heel to the floor, 45 degrees. Come all the way up into your 100. What is this? Warrior one. There we go. Feel a good stretch all the way down through the back of that heel. Lengthening it out. Try to tuck your tailbone underneath you using your abdominals. Use your Pilates lingo and bring that back hip forward. Good. Lift the back heel. Come down into your high lunge or a low lunge, either one. Hands come to chest. Rotate, tilt, find the outside of your knee. And there you go. That front knee is really active. Pressing into your arm. Pressing. Eyes try to go to the ceiling. Working up some heat. Woo. And come back. There we go. Woo. Frame your foot. Fingers really wide into that plank. Shift forward. Lower halfway. Press arms straight into your down dog. Nice strong straight arms. Exhale. Keep your shoulders away from your ears. Long neck. Lengthen your head. And breathe here in your downward facing dog. Let's take 5 breaths here. That was a lot. That was very, very good. Did you get through that? That was our A and B. Now that we're all warm, we've warmed up those glutes and hamstrings. Our core is on fire. Now we're going to get into some deeper stretches of the hip to release some of that sciatic pain. So the good part's coming up. All right? Walk your hands or walk your feet up behind your hands. So you've got a wide stance. And we're just going to bend your knees as much as you need to and hang into a rag doll. So you can either grab your elbows or put the bottoms of your hands or the backs of your hands on the floor. And we're just going to kind of rock side to side, work it out, stretching over, just work out some of those kinks. Good. Now, pick up your toes. You're going to slide your fingertips all the way to under your foot to the back of your heel. So you're standing on your hands and your toes are all the way to your wrists. Bend your knees and pull your low back high to the ceiling. Feel a good stretch through your low back, and you're really engaged in your glutes and hamstrings. Kind of relax, let everything bend a little bit. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale. It's like you're pulling with your arms and you're stretching out your back. Good. Relax. Hands unfold. Walk your feet together. Bend your knees a lot. Big inhale as you roll up to standing. Ooh, good. Okay, turn to the wide side of your mat. And we're going to do some triangle pose. So let's turn our feet. They're just slightly turned out, not quite parallel, okay? Just slightly turned out so it's comfortable. We're going to go to the top of our mat first. Turn your toes to the top of your mat. Now, this is where you might want your block, especially if you're really tight on one side. So you just bring that block right behind that turned out foot, okay? So go ahead and take that second and do that. So here we go. We're going to shift forward, reaching forward, 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 forward over the top of the mat, and then down. And you can reach the block, okay, or your shin, or if you can reach the top of your foot, go to the top of your foot. But we've got to stack hip over hip, ribs over ribs, shoulders over shoulders, and then let's turn our heads all the way up and try and look at the ceiling, if you can. Keep a slight bend in your knees. If that hurts your head or if that's bothering your neck, go ahead and look down. We're going to hold this for one more breath. You want to feel like you're flattened like a paper doll. Good. And now we're reaching with that bottom hand. Reach with it out over the mat, big and tall, back to standing. All 10 toes to the short of the mat. Now we go left. Take your block with you if you think you're going to need it. Put it right behind your foot on the pinky toe side of your foot. Lean forward first with those fingertips way over the back of the mat. And then hinge over. So we're in this triangle pose. That bottom hip, push it forward. The top hip, pull it back. See if you can take your eyes and look at that top thumb. That bottom shoulder, pull it forward. The top shoulder, pull it back. Really get a good side stretch in your side body. If you need to ease your neck, go ahead and look down. Now reach with your bottom fingertips out over the edge of the mat, all the way back up to standing. All 10 toes back to the front of the mat. Now we're going to reverse it. Okay, so now if you need that block, put it on the big toe side of your foot. I really am more concerned about your hips staying square in this so that we target the right place in your rotator muscles, in those deep six muscles. So don't worry about going over as much as you worry about stacking and going straight, okay? So here we go for this triangle. Turn, both arms reach forward over the front of your mat. Adjust the back foot, okay? Adjust the back foot so that your toes are at 45 degrees. And now with straight legs, you're going to reach over, 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 over to the block. That left hand, you know, that big toe side of your hand, go to the block and rotate open into a reverse triangle. Now this you should feel deep in that front hip. If you need to adjust, it might be that you only need like a halfway, the medium height of your block. But we're going to hang out here for a second, and I really want you to find that deep stretch right down by your sit bone on that front leg side. Good. Now slightly bend your knees. Take a big inhale. We're going to cartwheel our hands, reaching the top hand to the back of the mat. And now unwind, big cartwheel to the other side. So same thing on this second side. Adjust your blocks, put them where you're going to need them before we dive down. Do you feel that down that leg? All right, here we go. Turning the toes to the back of the mat. Hips to the front, reaching both arms straight front. So you're making sure you're stacked. Parallel hips, parallel shoulders. Take an inhale, grow taller, and reach out over your front leg. Find the block with your inside hand. And then when you've found your good spot, rotate. And we're in that reverse triangle. Really focus on that sit bone, the sit bone of the front leg. Stretch deep into those attachments. That's where all those deep rotator muscles glue to your femur. You really want to stretch that piriformis. Lengthen tall through the top of your head. Good. Now we're going to cartwheel our hands. So take that top hand, reach backwards to stand up. Now you cartwheel up over the top and rotate back to the front. Nice job. Okay. Reach those blocks out. We're done with those for a minute. Good. Shake it out. Reach your arms along to the sides. Big toes straight front. And now you choose. You can do kind of a narrow stance, or you can take a big step out and be even wider, like a great big X. This will deepen your stretch. So wherever you're comfortable, okay? Hands go right into the creases of your hips. So it's like puppet hands right into the creases of your hips. Grow tall to the top of your head. Take a big inhale and then exhale and tip your tailbone towards the back of the room. And we're going to find a flat back. Bend your knees a little bit, and your hands should be just tucked right into your hip creases. Keep that flat back. Think more about your tailbone pointing to the back of the room. Good. Now, on your next exhale, fold all the way over, as far as you can go, and let your elbows drop towards the floor. So you're spreading your scapula wide and getting a stretch through your upper back. And your fingers are just kind of sandwiched in between your thighs and your ribs. Good. Now to reverse that, to come back. So take a big inhale to get ready. Anchor in your big toe. Reach with the top of your head back to a flat back. And then back up to standing. Very good. Now this time, we're going to have straight arms straight out to the side. This changes it just a little bit. Big inhale, grow tall. Exhale, flatten your back over, 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 over. Hold it here. Bend your knees just slightly. Grow tall through your neck. Close the front of your ribs. Point your tailbone to the back of the room. And then on your next exhale, fold all the way to the floor. You can bring your hands between your feet. They can be on the floor. They can be all the way through your legs. I'll show you from the side. They can be here. They can be here. You can reach here. Wherever you're comfortable. If you need to, you can have the block and be here. But we want to be stretching really wide. Good. Bend your knees just a little bit. Reach your arms to the side. And with the top of your head first, pick your eyes up. You're looking at the floor. And stand all the way back up. Now for your third fold over. clasp your hands behind your back and palms have to touch. So really squeeze your palms together and then straighten your arms as much as you can. If that's not going to be possible, then we do this. But this gives you a great stretch if you can make it happen. Step really wide. Big inhale, grow tall. And exhale, fold over. Find your flat back. Now pick your hands up off your backside and then fold over. Let your hands reach to the ceiling. Reach to the ceiling. Good. And now relax your hands, let go of your clasp and let your arms flop towards the floor like a rag doll. You're gonna kind of swing a little bit side to side. And now come up, this time just rolling up instead of coming up with a flat back. Nice job. Okay, we're gonna be going to the floor in a minute. We're gonna do some vinyasa and then stretch. So come up back to the back, or come back to the front of your mat. And we're back in that big mountain pose, okay? Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, folding over your thighs. You should feel a lot looser by now. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, folding over. Now we're gonna sit down like a tiny little ball. Sit down like a tiny little ball, and we're gonna rock back onto our back and rock and roll like a little boulder. Ready? Here we go. Massage out your back. Once, twice, and now on the third one, we're going to come back to our feet. Back to our feet. Good. Reach your hands all the way forward. Step your feet wide to the corners of your mat. Take your block and sit it underneath you so you have like a stool. So you're going to use this like that. So you're sitting underneath. Okay? Now, if you don't need the block, if you can sit there without the block, that's where we want to go. That's our goal. But some days are better than others. Take your fists, put fist to fist, just like that. And hold your squat. Yeah. Push with your elbows, opening up your knees. Try to drop your hips and lift the top of your head so your spine is really upright, even though you're all the way down here on the floor. Yeah, good. Keep breathing, rock it out. Okay, I'm going back. You hold it. I'm going back to my mat. Good. There you go. Now, depending on if you're on the block or not, take out your block, get yourself down to where you can get into either a tabletop, or if you can sit back, just plunk back onto your hips. And we're going to scooch ourselves back and reach our legs out long, okay? Take one leg and slide it out and around so your foot is right underneath you in a half hero. Flex that front foot. Take your hands by either side. So this hip is internally rotated and we're stretching it out. And then if you can, walk your hands back and give yourself more of a stretch in that thigh. If you can go all the way back and go all the way back. But you don't have to. You can be on your elbows or you can be on halfway hands. And we're going to hold this for 4 breaths. Big inhale. And exhale, blow it out. Big inhale. You want to make sure that this foot is scooched right up next to your butt. 2 more breaths. Now, if you're all the way back here on the floor, I want you to roll away from your bent leg to push yourself up, okay? And come all the way back up to sitting. Take that folded knee around, and we fold it into our thigh. So bring the bottom of your foot above your knee, inside your thigh if you can. If not, it can be down here by your calf, but you don't want it on your knee. You just want it here. Reach up tall through the top of your head And now we're going to fold over with our heart, like you're trying to get your heart to your ankle. So we can go this way. If you need to crawl out with fingers, that's fine. But you want to lift your sternum and reach your heart towards the front of your mat. So you're really opening your chest. We're not rounded this way. Arm back to sitting. Take this foot, sit it right on the floor, right next to you, just like this. You want to bring it in as tight as you can. We're going to swim out over our mat, big backwards hug around our knee. And then if you can grab your hands, great. This is a Marichi fold. Okay. If you can't do that, grab your shirt. Grab onto your shirt. Grab onto your pants. Grab onto whatever you can, but you want to try to reach around. One last big breath. Inhale. Exhale, blow it out. Good. Now snuggle that foot in tight. Reach your arms wide open to the side. Twist over your bent knee. This back arm comes behind you to support, and the front arm, you're going to fold across that front knee and twist. Now you can play with where your leg is. I want you to go wherever you get the best stretch where you need it. So you know your body, whatever you need. Try to push yourself tall and straight. This back leg, this back arm is working like the back of a chair. It's pressing up into your low back to lift you tall. Let's unwind. Scoot to the front of your mat. We're going to rock and roll a few more times. So rock and roll. Good. Just massage out that low back. Try to let everything free. And this time all the way to your feet. Woo! Good. Again, we're going to go into that squat. So walk your feet wide. If you need a block, use it. Fist to fist. And push yourself out. Good. This time we're going to add a twist. So reach your right fingers to the floor and reach your left arm up the other direction, like you're pointing at the corner of the ceiling, far away. If you want to go into a full bind, you can. You just reach both arms behind your back and hold hands. So you just go where you need to go. That's how you do the full bind. And that's fine. If you're back here in this diagonal, there is no shame in that. Be merciful. Good. Unwind. Come back to your squat. Yeah. What are you doing? Take your left fingertips to the floor. The second side. Open up your chest and reach. It's like you're trying to point to the back wall with your fingers, with your shoulder, with your nose. Again, if you want to do the full bind, just reach behind your back and you just grab your hands behind your back like this. Grab them behind your back. Yeah. Great deep stretch in those hips and that low back, that quadratus laborum, that really deep muscle in your low back attaches to the top of your pelvis, kind of connects your upper and lower body. Has a good job. Reach out wide, bring your hands back to fists, and then however you need to get on the floor, go ahead and get on the floor. I'm just going to plunk down. And we're going to do the second side. Scooch back, long legs. Take the second leg around to the back. Okay. Snuggle it right up close to your hip. Okay, if this is too much and you need to use a block, you can sit on a block, but you want to be able to settle down into this half hero so that you can really internally rotate this hip. That's what's going to stretch that piriformis muscle. Okay, so now we can rock back. You can come here, way, and come to elbows, or if today is your day, you can go all the way back. 4 breaths. Let's hold it. Big inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Oh, this is my bad side. This side is not happy. But now, if you're all the way on the floor, roll onto your side away from your bent knee. Come up. There you go. And then bring that leg all the way back around. The bottom of your foot is on the inside of your thigh. And now we're going to reach heart to ankle. Heart to ankle. If you can reach your foot, go ahead and reach it. But you've got to keep lifting your chest, open your shoulders. That's why sometimes if I put my hands together on my shin or my ankle, it closes my shoulders. So I like to reach fingertips to the floor, do these little spider tents. I prefer that because it's easier to keep my chest open. Good. Good. Let's do our Marichi fold. So snuggle that heel right up to your hip. You want to be as flat and as close to you as you can get it. So those joints are really compact, and then reach up out of them. That's really telling them that you want to create some more synovial fluid. So now we're going to lean forward, hug our arms back around us to the back. Grab your shirt, grab whatever you can grab, and hold. Good. Keep breathing. In these harder poses where you're kind of bound up, you want to use that ocean breathing, that sound on the back of your throat, to stimulate to your brain and to your nervous system that everything's safe. So big inhale and then out through your mouth. If you can, close your lips and make that sound, that same ocean sound through your nose. It's even better. So inhale. Exhale. Good. Release your hug. And now we're going to do the twist. So put your foot wherever it needs to be to feel this good twist. You're going to reach your arms open wide. Take that opposite elbow to your front knee. This back arm supports you like the back of a chair, and you twist. On your inhales, you stack higher, and on your exhales, you twist more. Inhale, stack higher, and exhale, twist more. Good. Stay strong. We got one more breath. And blow it all out. Slowly unwind. Scoot to your feet. And we're going to do one more rock and roll. 1. Roll it out. 2. 3. All the way to your feet. Whoop. Good. Put your hands on the floor. Curl up in that little ball. We're going to do one final vinyasa flow. So stand up into your forward fold. Before we rise up, feel how different your legs feel and if there's any difference in that hip pain. Halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way to standing. Big mountain pose, very tall. Inhale. Now exhale, folding over, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold over your thighs. Step back into your plank. Shift forward over your fingertips. Exhale, lower yourself halfway. Press up, straight legs into that up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now take your right leg, lift it. So we're in a three-legged dog. Fold that knee into your nose. Exhale. Inhale, lift it high. Exhale, fold it in. One more time. Inhale, lift it high. And now bring your knee to your nose, foot to the floor, and we're falling into a pigeon. So your knee is between your hands. Now again, if you need your block, this is where you stack it up. Get nice and comfortable. Yeah, right. Nice and comfortable, huh? So we're shifting back and forth. Good. When you're ready, walk your hands forward and let's try to rest our head on our hands. So nice long back leg. Drop your shoulders towards the floor. Feel that deep stretch in the front hip. You might feel some stretch in the back leg, in the front of the back leg. I want you to really try to roll over towards this front foot. Make sure that you are not sitting over on the side of your leg over here. You want to drop the back hip towards this foot. If you need a little bit more, you feel like you can get there, take the opposite elbow. So I have my right knee, so my left elbow to the floor, and I'm going to rotate and do like this reversed pigeon. So I'm stretching up towards the ceiling. That's a great way to deepen that pigeon stretch if you want to. This should be fine if you want to stay here. Super good. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Push yourself back upright. Curl your back toes under. Step back into your down dog. Wiggle that leg out. Get some blood back in there. Pedal your knees. Pedal your heels to the floor. Get square in your hips again. And now we do the second side. So lift the left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Lift high. Three-legged dog. Knee to nose. Last time, lift it high. And knee between the hands. Flex that front foot to protect your knee. Settle into that pigeon stretch. Try to get your hips square. And again, if you can't stay square, get yourself up. Put that block right under your thigh. You want it right under the hip and thigh. And that will put you in a better position for the stretch that we want. Okay, so it's better to use your props and get yourself, especially in these restorative poses where you're trying to fix a problem, you want to make sure that you're getting to the right muscles. And then slowly walk your hands out if you can. Rest your forehead on your hands and breathe. We're going to hold this for a little bit, so go ahead and relax. Feel if there's any tension in your low back. Let that go. Tension in your neck and shoulders. Let that go. Tension in your back leg. Let that go. If you want to increase your stretch, opposite elbow to the floor and rotate. You can deepen into that twist. That's not for everybody. Just if you need a little something to find that tight spot. Hold this for 1 or 2 more breaths. Relax your neck. Relax the back of your neck. Nice deep ocean breath. Good. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Curl your back toe under, pressing back into your down dog. Walk those legs out. Paddle your legs. Good. Let's come down into a tabletop and then just sit to one side and swing your legs around. Grab your block. Just squeeze your legs together, hold your block, and we're going to roll all the way down onto our backs. Very good. Okay, walk your feet shoulder width apart. I'm going to use this block in just a second. Take your right foot, crisscross it over your left knee to a 4 stretch. So it's like a shape of a 4. Press this knee open and out as much as you can. You can use your hand if you want to. Now we're going to do a fallen 4 stretch. So keep this shape with your body. Try to keep both shoulders on the floor. And you're just going to twist until this flexed foot hits the floor. Boom. That's your fallen 4 stretch. Then you can use that top knee like a windshield wiper and let it stretch out those tight spots in your glutes. And it'll get more into your glute medius and minimus and that TFL, kind of on your side pocket area. Deep breathing. Make sure that you're staying calm. Let's let that knee just drop towards the floor as much as it'll go. So you have a little bit of a side bend in your spine, which is going to increase the stretch into your side body where it attaches down into that hip. So if you have tightness there, that's where you're going to feel it. And then bring that knee back up and let's push ourselves back to center. Good. Both knees down, kind of swaggle your legs. And now get yourself square, left leg, so second side. Turn it out. Flex that foot over your opposite knee. And there is your figure 4 stretch. That open. And we rock to the other side. So second side, leave everything where it is. Just tip, 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 tip. All the way until you feel that foot hit the floor, or at least close. And now we windshield wiper that top knee. Good. Stay relaxed. And now let's drop your knee towards the floor. Let it go. Let it just sink, sink, sink. Grow tall through the top of your head and keep breathing. Two more breaths. And blow it out. Last one. Good. Bring that knee back up and push yourself into place. For our last thing, get your feet underneath you. Pick up your pelvis into like a shoulder bridge and drape your hands down, and we're in this supported shoulder bridge. Now walk your feet to the edges of your mat and let your knees drop towards each other. This is now that everything is warm and relaxing, we're opening up those deep rotator muscles in your deep underneath your glutes. right where that sciatic nerve threads through. And we just want them to have the opportunity to let go and relax. Good. Sometimes it feels good to drop one knee and then the other. Oh, this is like a supported fallen bridge or broken bridge. Good. Now walk your heels back towards each other. And we're going to lift our legs straight up the wall in a waterfall pose. So this is going to be our final pose. This will be our resting pose. Hold this here. You want that block right underneath your sacrum. This is going to use gravity to help decompact those low vertebra that can get smashed down with gravity holding you up your whole life. So we're giving them the opportunity to let go. If this is difficult to do and relax, you can do this up against the wall so that your feet can fall against the wall and you're a little bit more supported. That's not a bad idea. So go ahead and do that if you need to. So this is our final pose. If you need to go, if this is all the time you have for today, this would be the time to go ahead and stop. But the longer you can hold this, the more benefit you're going to get. I'm going to try and stay here for 3 to 5 minutes. So if you'd like to join me, just turn up your music, close your eyes, and I'll let you know when the time has come. A really big inhale. Just start circling our feet, just wiggling your toes. Bend your knees. Slowly lower your feet to the floor. Kick your hips up and slide that block out from underneath you. Roll down onto the floor. Let your hips rest and just feel how different they are. Rock side to side. And then go ahead and roll over to one side. Right or left, doesn't matter. Roll over to one side and just hold yourself there like in a little sleeping pose. When you're ready, push yourself up with your hands, nice and easy, and come to sitting. Thanks for joining me today for this nice sciatic flow. I hope this helps give you some relief. I know it's a really good one for me, and so I would love to share it with you. So I'm glad you joined me today. Again, my name's Dari with Rocky Mountain Pilates, and we hope to see you next time. Bye.